he runs like that. There's a scene in Hard to Kill where he's running down the alley the exact same way for a longer period of time. Like, why are you running like that? Why? It's like his legs they flip out to the left and right as he lands. It's weird. When you see it, you'll know.
Okay.
You'll know.
I look forward to it. With the scene of Seagal and Eleniak, you have when she finds out that he's just a cook, just a lowly cook, and she seems like we're all gonna die. Is her response to that, but he's not just a cook; he's a SEAL. Because this is the great thing, where on the ship, the crew all love him. The higher ups, they kind of accept him for what he is, but the higher ups, these guys all adore Seagal.
They know him. They like he's Jesus. Like it's like he's the greatest man of all time.
I mean, the captain even says, like, if I had your ribbons, I'd wear them to bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a movie here with the higher ups, like, knowing about Seagal. Like, Dale Dye, who does show up in this one and the next one, like, he says a line. It's so, like, real, because Dale Dye is a real dude. He's been through some stuff. He trains all these people for all this stuff. But he goes, Casey Ryback? Oh, yeah, I wish I had him on this job.
Yeah, and what do you know? He does.
In Dark Territory, when they fight, there's always the reveals. The second movie is essentially the first movie, but on a train. So the same thing kind of happens where, like, who's on the train? Something about Ryback. And then you have the bad guys realizing who it is scene where it's like, Casey Ryback?
Casey, right. Oh, no.
One guy goes, Casey freaking Ryback? He's the best. I thought you were the best. He trained me at Fort Bragg. it's like they're all genuflecting to just the mere name. It's crazy.
Excellent. So it turns out that whilst Tommy Jones has told the higher ups a different story, he's actually just trying to steal the nukes, and he has a submarine. He has a stolen North Korean submarine that they took a while back that's coming up to meet them. Meanwhile, they're disassembling parts of the ship and remaking them into a crane, I think.
I think they're making a railing system so they can slide the torpedoes off, or the missiles off the boat into the sub or whatever.
Yeah. But so there's lots of scenes of these many men they brought with them, cutting up girders and welding them together and doing whatever. So there's lots of corridors they walk past while they're doing that.
They keep saying the same line over and over again. Time is money on this job. They say it like 6 times.
And there's a strict schedule to keep to, which I was frustrated with the schedule because Tommy Lee Jones shoots the main guy during the party scenes 4 minutes ahead of schedule when there are other people aboard the ship doing similar things, presumably keeping to their schedule. So that could have ruined the whole thing where he shot that guy 4 minutes before Busey's up there with the captain. So
you mess up our schedule. Well, I'm 4 minutes ahead. We're 4 minutes behind. What are we at? We're at the regular? What are we? Synchronize your watch. I don't know.
So, Busey, Tommy Jones, they then go to find Casey Ryback. They think he's still in the meat locker. They get down there and they find their guy's dead. He doesn't know. And Ryback timed the microwave explosion so well that he knew exactly when they would get down there.
No, Jay. See, I don't want to put. This is why Ryback's so good. He's so good. Casey Ryback. What he did is that he cut the power to the galley. So when they turn the power on, the microwave would turn on.
I didn't notice that.
That's what see.
I take it all back. It's a perfect film.
I thought the same thing too. And then I was like, oh wait, because I was like, how the frick did he know they were going to go? And I realized that you can see one of them flip the breakers or something on the corner. And that was what turned on, which is weird because did he turn on the power? I got to watch the scene again in the beginning. Did he turn on the power, set the microwave, and turn off the power? Because if that's the case, the microwave wouldn't turn on. Whatever. It's back to being a bad film. Go ahead.
Okay, I take it back. Perfect scene. And I like that at least one guy is killed by an exploding microwave. Not from the explosion, but just from microwave shards in his face. So
it's a good kill.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite kill, but it's a good kill.
I mean, yeah, that'll be later. There's a couple of good ones coming up.
Mm.
So he can get a good scene with Gary Busey and Cole Meany calling each other an idiot for a while. Like, you're an idiot. I'm not an idiot. You're an idiot. No, I'm not. You're an idiot. Just back and forth calling each other an idiot. Like, they're just kids. These guys.
Three Stooges, man. They're great together. They're great together.
And I do like that the bad guys tend to stay together for a while. It's not like one guy goes this way, one guy goes that way. No, we're all going to go down there and try and find this guy together.
Right.
And that's
I like how Tommy Lee keeps telling him, don't chase that man.
Yes.
Usually the guys are like, go get him. No. Because that's a good Hans, because Hans said the same thing. Carl, don't go after McClane. Just stay here. We'll bottle him in. But Tommy Lee Jones kept telling him, hey, stop chasing them alone. Stop it.
And looking through the personnel files, they find out the cook is a seal.
A real seal? No, idiot.
No, he's a narwhal.
How is that possible? The Navy would never put an animal on board. No, listen to me.
Not a seal, a seal.
That's what I said. The Aristocrat.
The seal's on first. So they're going to sell the Tomahawk, the nuclear Tomahawks, and Busey's plan is to buy the presidency.
Which that makes no sense. Well, you know what's funny? I'm going to say that makes no sense, but...
Yeah. In 2022, we've seen worse.
We've seen way worse. way worse.
In both countries.
I do like the scene where Tommy Lee Jones is on the phone. This is when I realized that Comey is his accountant. He calls him. He goes, "You're going to talk to my accountant." He gives him the phone. He's having he's bargaining with, I guess they're Russians. I couldn't remember who they were talking to. Italians? I can't remember.
They're
Muslims. I don't know. He says something, and then he goes, "I'll let you speak to my accountant." He gives it to Comey. I'm like, Comey's your accountant? I thought he was a murderer or like assassin.
So they realize that Casey's gotten away, and Gary Busey's plan, to which Tommy Jones says there's logic to his insanity, is all the guys still trapped in the forecastle. They're going to set off the sprinklers and eventually drown them. I don't know how long it's going to take for sprinklers to drown a lot of guys, but that's the plan.
Long time.
This is when, like I said, this was the first time my wife had seen Gary Busey. She asked if they were his real teeth.
I don't know.
There's some animals' real teeth, certainly. But
they're real.
Yes.
I don't know if they're his.
And then Casey and Jordan find the 6 guys in the room. So they find Frank
speaking
from
roles guys. Speaking role guys.
Yes. The ones who've had speaking roles. So there's one of Casey's second in commands in the galley is in there. There's a guy who just does laundry, who is not happy to be doing anything. He just wants to hide and survive.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
The brilliant guy.
But one of the guys is a gunner's mate, who turns out to be useful later on. Is the one guy that Casey doesn't know. Just some old guy on the boat. And the guy who does laundry is like, I don't want to do anything. And he's told, you're in the Navy. It's not a job. It's an adventure.
And my response to that would have been like, what? What are you talking about?
This isn't Top Gun. We're not trying to get people to join the Navy by Under Siege, are we? That's the wrong tone of this film.
I'd have been like, Casey, I said something, and then you said something, but some things that we said don't correspond to what I said. I'm in the laundry. You said something about the Navy being an adventure. Again, doesn't change the fact that I'm in the laundry. I don't kill people.
I mean, he's probably done basic training, but not else. So then Casey has a team, and they're now going to try and take over. So there's a few scenes of them going out on deck, trying to take over. It's nothing overly stand out here.
No.
They blow up a helicopter that's sat on the dock, not on the dock, on the deck, with a can of paint thinner, as you do. And Jordan,
as you do.
Jordan gets taken, but Seagal gets it back again, and he rigs up a door for it to explode when it's opened. It's good stuff, but it's not like, oh wow, did you see the bit? Oh, it's phenomenal. It's just it's fine. This isn't Die Hard. It's one of the better Die Hard, as you said, one of the better Die Hard imitators.
Let's call them clones. They're clones of Die Hard. Real bad clones.
But like the multiplicity clone of a clone kind of thing is where they start to get a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
If Die Hard is Michael Keaton, then this is the second guy, the clone of the clone. But still, I like this a lot. I enjoy this a great deal. I think
the second guy.
I think I'd put this. I think I liked Cliffhanger slightly more, but I still enjoyed this.
I think the fact that you have more of a cast makes me like this a little bit more than Cliffhanger. That's a smidgen. Speed, I think, is the best of the 3 upper echelons. Die Hard clones, but they're pretty close. Speed is like a high number one, and then Under Siege and Cliffhanger kind of fight for me.
My problem with Speed is I've seen it too many times at this point.
So good though.
It is good, but it's just I think I'm kind of tired of it. It's been a while since I've seen it. I'll admit. And when we covered 12 Rounds a few months ago, that's basically Die Hard with a Vengeance with the entirety of Speed thrown in for one scene in the middle. I was like, oh yeah, this is a lot like Speed. I do want to watch Speed. So maybe it's time. Maybe I need to get some more Alan Ruck in my life.
I guess it's more Joe Morton in my life. Everything he says is great. There's a gap in the road up ahead. I love it so much. Makes me laugh every time.
Which is a gap in the road.
There's a gap in the. You're on
the bus
fire.
has to fly. So
have we passed the Seagal kills people with that has my favorite kill in there, the railing kill.
I don't think we have, but we can talk about it now. So yeah,
right.
Go for it. What happens?
I think they're just trying to make their way up to the top, and he just systematically starts taking out guards. I think he makes the phone call to the government first during the firefight, and they call him back or something.
They call him back. Jordan answers it, and she puts him on hold.
Which I thought that was kind of charming, where he's like, Casey's kind of in the middle of a firefight right now.
Well, I mean, he's talking, and then eventually she gives the headset to Seagal, and he's talking to them whilst firing a submachine gun. I'm like, there is no way he can hear them. Not a chance.
They should all be deaf, by the way. I mean, I fired a gun before, and I had ear muffs or the ear protection on. They're in a really small hallway of metal.
It's all metal. It's going to be echoing all over the place.
They should all be deaf.
No one's wearing any kind of ear protection. Not only from the guns firing, but the bullets hitting all the metalwork as well. Yeah,
there's grenades used somewhere in that scene, or something explodes somewhere.
Yeah, he puts the grenade on the door, so it explodes on the. Yeah, so it's just after that phone call that we have the beam death. So do you want to talk about the beam death?
Oh man, okay. There's two things that I love about the beam. There's two parts of the beam that I love. The one that the guy he walks in, he doesn't see the beam, and there's the railing system. One of the beams are hanging from a rope for some reason, and he pulls it and it impales the guy, which is it's maybe the most gruesome thing in the movie. And then he hits a guy. This is kind of like the Die Hard scene. He punches a guy who gets caught up in the ropes, and that kills him. When I say caught up in the ropes, his ankle gets caught up in the ropes, and he's hanging up by his foot. But I'm like, how are you dead? Because later they come back, and he's still hanging there. I guess he died from
being upside down.
Being upside down. Because in Die Hard, John McClane leaves one terrorist alive. He hits him in the side of the head with a gun, and you never see the terrorist again. Right before he tries to save his wife, he punches the guy with the side of his gun, and he comes up into the two last terrorists, and you never see that terrorist again. I was like, John McClane left one terrorist alive. You never see him again, but one is alive. So this is kind of like the same thing where Casey leaves one guy alive. He punches him, he hangs from a rope, and he just hangs there. And then 20 minutes later, come back, he's still hanging there, not awake.
Well, maybe that guy's realised, we probably can't do this. I'm just going to literally hang out here and pretend to be dead. And then when it all blows over.
He's playing possum.
Yeah, he's just going to hang out and it'll be fine. He knows what's up.
Yeah, he's up. Yeah. Upside down.
So, I think it's during this that Tommy Lee Jones is asking Colm Meaney, like, why did we hire this guy? Why didn't we hire Steven Seagal?
It would have been worth it.
I don't know what his price would have been, but it would have been, yeah. And they're like, yeah, you're right. You should have at least tried. I mean, I feel like he wouldn't have come on board.
No.
He's the hero.
He's the hero.
And Busey is getting annoyed with the submarines come up, and there's some kind of issue connecting the submarine to the boat in some way. And it is Italians. There's an Italian guy who he's trying to have a conversation with, but he doesn't speak Italian. The Italian guy doesn't speak English. And the Italian guy says something impossibile. And Busey's like, I don't understand what you're saying. It's not, Busey, it's not a difficult word. Impossibile can be very few things.
Speak English, man.
He says, why can't you speak English? And that guy is called Luigi, by the way. Because
of course.
Later in the film, someone goes, hey, Luigi!
It could be lazier if his name was Mario, but whatever. Played by Andrew Dice Clay, of course. Again, we're connecting to Fort Fairlane once again.
So there's a delightful 90s rock music gearing up montage as they disassemble the missiles and do. I followed not a bit of what was happening.
Yeah, it's literally about a minute of him